tonight on Newsbeat.
The ayes are 54, the nays are 45. The nomination of Mark Wade Mullen of Oklahoma to be Secretary of Homeland Security is confirmed.
DHS gets a new leader amidst a shutdown. The Lady Tigers head off to California, and LSU football experiences raises the heat. All this and more, Tuesday Newsbeat starts now. Good evening and welcome to Tuesday Newsbeat. I'm Jaden Cotton.
And I'm Danielle Rancifer.
Today, the Board of Regents has approved the renaming of the LSU School of Theater and the LSU School of Theater and Film. The university says the name change reflects how the school has had an impact on the growing film industry in Louisiana and how the school is equally dedicated to both the stage and the screen.
LSU announced that they will be closing the LSU golf course permanently this summer. The university says the decision comes as they are unable to maintain the course with rising costs. The course will remain open to the public until May 9th and will fully shut down on June 13th. LSU has not said what the space will be used for.
The LSU women's basketball team had their send-off ceremony earlier today outside the PMAC. Along with the LSU band, Tiger Girls, and cheer, multiple fans went outside to celebrate the team moving on to the Sweet 16. The players greeted their fans and answered questions about the game and how they're feeling about the upcoming match. Closing off with the LSU chant, the team headed off to their bus for the airport. The team will be heading to Sacramento for their game against Duke on March 27th.
And while the Lady Tigers head out to the Golden State, here in Baton Rouge, the LSU football team is starting practice under Lane Kiffin.
Sports reporter Cassidy Taylor is at the football operations building with more. Cassidy?
Thanks, guys. Now, for the first time under Lane Kiffin, LSU football is back to work here in the facility. Now, spring practice kicked off yesterday for the Tigers with some notable absentees. Whit Weeks did not practice today, but will be cleared as spring continues. And Sam Levitt, who did some throwing, will not completely participate in team activities until cleared from foot surgery. Kiffin then spoke to the media about the QB room versatility, where each of the three transfers got some throwing time.
I think they've done a good job of coming in, all being new again to a new system, no carryover. And they've done a really good job of cleaning Sam, who's obviously been limited physically, but they spend a lot of time up here and a lot of extra time up here. And they've done a really good job.
And with spring practices and NFL Pro Day yesterday, the Tigers are already fighting through some soreness, but thanks to a new hot yoga recovery program, they are set to bounce back to 100% just in time for the spring game. Inside LSU football's multi-million-dollar operations building sits one of the best recovery centers in all of college football. But across town sits one of the newest forms of recovery in college football, hot yoga. Kim Walker and her team at Move Your Body Yoga have recently unveiled a version of hot yoga accustomed for college athletes, more specifically members of LSU's defensive unit and Southern University athletics. In a room where temperatures can climb past 90 degrees, this isn't your typical yoga class. It's designed with football players in mind, targeting hips, overworked hamstrings, and the wear and tear that comes with competing at the next level.
It is more focused on wellness for athletes in terms of stretch, mindfulness, mobility. We take them through traditional yoga postures that help build their bodies from inside out. So it's not a power yoga, but it's certainly a yoga that helps them relax, helps them find restoration in their bodies, which is what athletes really need. They need to restore, recoup, and recover, and we do that in a very mindful way.
These one-hour sessions blended traditional yoga poses with movements tailored to each sport, helping players improve flexibility, balance, and core strength, all while increasing circulation to speed up recovery and reduce soreness.
If it's anything you do athletics-wise, even inside the gym, outside the gym, like I said, it helps me with anxiety, it helps me with weightlifting, it helps you with any sport you pretty much practice.
And it's not just about moving your body. The controlled breathing aspects and mental focus are helping athletes stay locked in both on and off the field. With football demanding both physical toughness and mental discipline, this combination is becoming a valuable piece of the recovery puzzle. And as more athletes and teams buy in, Kim Walker hopes to expand the program, bringing this new wave of recovery to even more sports teams across Louisiana. From the practice field to the yoga mat, it's all about having balance and recovery. Reporting for Tiger TV Sports, I'm Cassidy Taylor. Back to you all at the desk.
Thank you, Cassidy. Taking a look at Washington, the Senate recently approved the nomination of Senator Markwayne Mullin as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Mullin replaces former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who was fired by President Trump earlier this month. The appointment comes as DHS has been under a shutdown for over a month now as a funding battle continues in the Senate.
That I don't care what color your state is. I don't care if you're red or you're blue. At the end of the day, my job is to be Secretary of Homeland and to protect everybody the same. And we will do that. I'll fight every single day.
As DHS Secretary Mullin will be overseeing several agencies, including ICE, FEMA, the TSA, and Border Control. Now we have a live look at campus where people are heading to Alex Box to watch the Tigers take on the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs in this wonderful weather. Weather correspondent Cassidy Trepanier will have more on if this weather will continue after the break.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The freedom to live in safety. That's an American dream.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love, your mind.
Love?
Your mind.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded. Be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
love
your mind.
Welcome back. Those spring temperatures are here to stay, but before we get into that, let's look at tomorrow's weather. Earlier in the morning, we will start off in those lower 60s, eventually going into those lower 70s. Afternoon, about 1 p.m., we will see a temperature of 81. Going into 4 p.m., we will see our high of the day at 84. The sun will set at 7:19 p.m., and we're expected to see a low of 60 degrees at nighttime. Now let's look at the UVs coming up before we get into our forecast. Tomorrow the UV will be its highest of the week. It will be 9. I would like to preference before I continue that the UV is the highest at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So during those times, making sure that we're staying extra protected with sunscreen and being hydrated. Now going into Thursday, we will see a UV of 8, and both Friday and Saturday, it will go down to 7, shooting back up on Sunday to that 8 UV. Now let's take a look at the rest of the forecast for the week. Like I said, tomorrow will be a partly cloudy day with a high of 84 and a low of 60. Going into Thursday and Friday, we're expected to see mostly sunny weather with those higher 80s staying during those days and those lower 50s to upper 60s at nighttime. We do see those temperatures start to drop just a little bit on Saturday and Sunday because we are expected to see some rain coming in the later of the week. Coming into Monday, it will be 81 with a low of 60. With partly cloudy weather coming into Tuesday is where we will see those evening thunderstorms with that high of 81 and that low of 62. That's all I have for your forecast. Back to you, Danny, at the desk.
Thank you, Cassidy. Want to watch the purple and golds on the ice? Well, lucky for you, the LSU club hockey team gives you the perfect opportunity. Reporter Haley Pepperone takes us ringside.
I think the potential is very high to draw that elite hockey talent.
With hockey not being a commonly known sport in the South, LSU Club Hockey gives students a unique experience to cheer on the Tigers, especially with the help of head coach John Martino.
Down here in Baton Rouge, there's a very unique opportunity that really isn't seen very much in the rest of the country. And that's just the opportunity to merge the growing game of hockey with the elite branding that is LSU.
With weekly practices, they ensure they get everything done in a timely manner for the success of the team. Every Wednesday, the team starts off with skating warm-ups, following some high-quality puck touches, defensive battles, system work, and power plays.
We are limited in what we can do with an hour and a half, one ice sheet. A lot of teams get 2, if not 3 ice sheets per week. So we do what we can. We try to get as much in as we can in the hour and a half.
Though they value the wins, they also value the team's chemistry, whether it be at practices, in the locker room, or at games.
I'm an assistant captain on the team. I'm a sophomore, so I got captaincy this year. But my role is kind of not being like a super skilled player, but I'm more of like a locker room guy. You know, I can produce points, but it's more of just kind of like building a culture. That's kind of my main focus on this team. Our biggest focus is just getting students to gain awareness through our Instagram. That's probably our biggest platform, and we try to get a lot of followers through that just to spread awareness.
With this being Coach Martino's first season, he's excited for the future and sees the progress in not only the players, but the support from students at LSU.
Excited to see the growth of the program over the next few years, and excited to see the growth of the game over the state of Louisiana.
With athletics being a huge part of LSU, they hope to have a successful future on the ice for the Baton Rouge community. Reporting for Tiger TV, I'm Haley Pepperone.
While club hockey season is coming to a close, you can stay up to date on their future upcoming seasons on their social media. After the break, we have all the ways the Tigers have been helping the community.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The freedom to live in safety. That's an American dream.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love, you're mine.
Love?
You're mine.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded. Be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
love.
You're mine.
Over the weekend, the Baton Rouge Down Syndrome Awareness Group hosted their annual Buddy Walk. The celebration was held in honor of World Down Syndrome Day with the goal of connecting and celebrating the Baton Rouge Down Syndrome community. Featuring various free food, drinks, and games, the celebration made it easy for everyone to get involved, whether they participated in the walk or not. The walk was just under a mile and was hosted at a park near the state capitol. The organization hosts many events throughout the year, with the Buddy Walk being their biggest. The Baton Rouge Down Syndrome Awareness Group strives to provide parent support and public awareness for those with Down syndrome.
LSU Parking is having its Stuff the Bus event where students can donate food items or money to the food pantry and receive up to $25 off a citation, not on a fee bill, or be entered into a raffle for a free parking permit for next year. The event is to support the food pantry in the current SEC food fight against other SEC schools, such as South Carolina and Alabama. Students can donate food items such as rice, canned meat, cereal, and pasta. LSU Parking Communications Specialist Brody Stelly shows his support for the food pantry, reminiscing about past experiences.
I think it's very, very important just because I was able to utilize that, and it eased a lot of my anxieties in college. And I just know that students also look to the food pantry to kind of do the same thing.
Students can bring their donations to room 109 in the Student Union from now until March 31st. And next at 5, one local business is bringing a classic game to the community.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The freedom to live in safety. That's an American dream.
There's nothing like celebrating a big play. But now, we're celebrating something bigger than sports.
Love, you're mine.
Love?
You're mine.
You're training your mind as much as you're training your body.
For me, just stay grounded. Be with the people who make my mental health better and not worse.
So when you see us hit this, it's a reminder to
Love.
you're mine.
With St. Patrick's Day ending the major stream of holidays, Baton Rouge is still finding ways to keep the community active and entertained. Reporter Abigail Randall with more.
The buzz of the holidays and the luck of the Irish may be gone, but these Baton Rouge businesses are finding ways to leave their mark with one stamptacular idea. And bingo was his name-o.
And this small business on Highland Road is the brains behind Operation Bingo. TBR Books and Tea owner Jamie Freeman had the idea when she noticed the small business shopping drought after the holidays.
Partner with other small businesses who I'm sure are also struggling, and also, how can I help our business? And so I just it popped into my head.
With 24 Baton Rouge stores each donating a prize, participants can either bingo or blackout and enter their card to be drawn at the beginning of April. But Freeman emphasizes her own reward, discovering more of Baton Rouge.
The businesses, honestly, on the bingo card, I didn't even know they existed, which I feel terrible saying. So the goal was to bring awareness.
I also spoke with store participant Hannah Babin on what this bingo has done for her business, Bath Junkie.
I had several people yesterday who came in and they walked in with their bingo cards, and they're like, we've never knew this place existed, and we were so excited that it does because we love this kind of stuff, making their own products. They're huge into self-care, and they're able to get their bingo card punched, and hopefully they get bingo.
Yet no matter how different these small businesses are, they all share one common ground.
It's just a great way to bring the community together and kind of do fun stuff around Baton Rouge.
Building their community one stamp at a time.
But if you can put your dollars into a small business, it goes a lot farther.
Those dollars go farther, but the distance remains short. Shop local.
For Tiger TV, I'm Abigail Randall.
If the chance for 24 prizes sounds good to you, the chance is up for grabs until March 31st. Well, that's all we have for tonight's Newsbeat. Until next time, I'm Jaden Cotton.
And I'm Danielle Rancifer. Have a great night.